What's up guys, my name's ExotikGaming and welcome back to another Pixel Gun 3D video. I hope your day is going fantastic and hopefully today's video will make it even better. Today's video is another top 10 and we are going to be looking at the top 10 melee weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. Before this video starts, we do have to note that melees are pretty similar in Pixel Gun 3D, so it is rather difficult to choose some weapons over others. I get that. So don't freak out if a weapon you think is on the list isn't there. This list is based off of the level of gameplay I get with every melee weapon, and these 10 I have coming up are the top 10 I get the best gameplay with. So hopefully you like it. I spent a heck of a long time trying to create this video. I wanted it to be as good as possible. So if you are watching this and you are signed into a YouTube account, please leave a like down below. It really means a lot, it supports the channel, and it lets me know you want to keep seeing these videos. If this video gets pretty good support, I'll do some more top 10s in the near future. So yeah, with all that out of the way, let's jump into the list. Coming in at the number 10 position, we have one of my favorite weapons in this list, the Sword and Shield. This is one of the newer weapons in Pixel Gun 3D, not released too long ago, but it has already shown itself to be a true warrior in the realm of Pixel Gun 3D weapons, getting you fantastic kills at every possibility. When you use this weapon, you're looking at a 3-shot kill to a max armored player, but the unique thing about this weapon is it gives you more armor than you regularly would have. I mean, it makes sense. You're obviously carrying around a shield alongside the sword, so you can take a bigger beating with these than your average melee weapon. Because of this, it ranks higher than most other 3-shot kill weapons because it has that special ability linked to it. It also looks fantastic as well. I've always been surprised, given the nature of Pixel Gun 3D always trying to add new things into the game, wondering why they still hadn't released a sword and shield. But here we are, finally in 2018, with exactly that, named exactly that. It's definitely a very fun melee weapon. Next up, in the number 9 position, we have another very fun weapon to use, a weapon that was modeled off of the Fire Orb, but looks way cooler in my opinion, the Electro. This clan weapon is relatively difficult to get, so not too many people have it as of right now, but for the people who do have it, they know just how powerful it is. You take this thing into any map where there are tons of people around you all the time, and just watch the kills go up in number. You don't even really need to aim at the enemy when you're using this thing, because it's one of the few melee weapons in Pixel Gun 3D that actually has area damage linked to it. It has this cool pink electric blast that comes out of the tip of the weapon each time you swing it, and it makes you feel like you're a Pixel Gun wizard. That's pretty cool. I want to be a wizard. Wizards are pretty awesome. Anyways, all that aside, guys, you definitely get great gameplay with the Electro. Pushing forward to the number 8 position, we have a weapon you may or may not have seen coming, the Power Claw. This weapon was all the rage back in 2016 when it was first released, but now in 2018, not that many people talk about it or even use it for that matter. Despite all this, it still retains its properties as one of the best melee weapons in Pixel Gun 3D, giving you a 2 to 3 shot kill against a max armored player with a really good swinging rate. Or I guess you could say clawing rates? I don't really know. I do know that it is really unique because it's a freaking claw that grabs at enemies and figuratively rips the flesh off the enemies' bodies, giving you the kill that you want. Dang, that's pretty dark. But hey, it's the truth. It's kind of like your own personal robot dinosaur arm that you carry around that claws enemies to death. That sounds like the most ferocious thing ever. And it even sounds like that too. Without a moment to lose, we now find ourselves at the number 7 position. This time, we're taking a look at the Berserk exoskeleton. This is the newest weapon on the list as of the day that I'm recording this, as it has only been around in the game for about 2 weeks now. This weapon was released alongside the other exoskeletons in Pixel Gun 3D, and oh boy, is it a fun thing to use. Your character straps on this backpack with 2 gigantic saws on either side, and you become like the Pixel Gun Terminator or something. It's crazy. I think I like this weapon alongside the Stormtrooper exoskeleton as my favorite exoskeleton in Pixel Gun 3D because it is just really powerful. If you get this thing, you'll find yourself getting some of the most epic melee kills ever in Pixel Gun 3D imaginable. Like the sound of that? Then you might just consider trying to get yourself the Berserk exoskeleton. It's pretty difficult to get, but I can tell you one thing, it's worth it. Alright guys, here we are now with the number 6 best melee in Pixel Gun 3D, the Elder Force Saber. I think this might just be one of the most popular melee weapons right now. I see so many people using it, and I guess that makes sense because it's kind of like the alternative to the ever-popular Dark Force Saber that was released long ago. Not to mention that it's extremely powerful. You're looking at a 2 to 3 shot kill with a really high mobility when you're using this thing. The Elder Force Saber is like the good side of the saber weapons in Pixel Gun, as the Dark Force Saber is modeled off of Darth Vader's lightsaber, and the Elder Force Saber is modeled off of Luke Skywalker's saber in the movie series Star Wars. I find it really cool, and hey, if you're a Star Wars fan, you should definitely consider getting this thing. It's a laser saber! What's not to love about that? Here we are now, finally getting to the top 5 weapons. In the number 5 position, we have something that I think you all probably saw coming. It's the Stormhammer. Now, this is not my most favorite melee weapon in Pixel Gun 3D, but that doesn't matter. This video isn't about personal preference, it's about the pure power of the weapons in this game. And if you're considering that, the Stormhammer does the job well. This thing is usually a 2-shot kill to a max armored player, and the best thing is, like the Electro Sphere, it has area damage. That means you don't really need to aim directly at an enemy in order to take them out. Simple as that. I feel like the area damage with the Stormhammer is a bit larger than the Electro Sphere's area damage, and this is why I ranked it higher than the Electro Sphere. I mean, my god, it's Thor's hammer. Of course it's gonna be high up on the list. Continuing on, at the number 4 position, we need to take a look at the Combat Yo-Yo. This is another one of those weapons that everyone uses right now. I don't blame them, it's fun. Who wouldn't like a yo-yo with deadly blades on it in real life? Like, is that even legal? Probably not. I don't know, I'll look into it. Maybe one of my next Pixel Gun videos will be Combat Yo-Yo in real life, not clickbaits. Then, honestly, I'll probably be stupid and end up hurting myself. I'm not the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree. But hey, that doesn't matter. What does matter is how powerful the Combat Yo-Yo is. Usually a 2-shot kill with a very good melee distance puts this very high up on the list as one of the best 2-shot melee weapons around. You get this thing, you will not get bad gameplay. It's one of the best out there. That's basically what it comes down to. Finally closing in at the top 3 weapons, we have my personal favorite melee weapon, the Power Fists. These things are insane. They're just so unlike any other weapon out there in this game. Well, I guess we can consider the Steampunk Fists, but hey, the Power Fists came out first, and there are definitely some advantages to using these over the Steampunk Fists. First, if you want to slow down your targets to make it even easier to kill, alongside having even more armor than normal, just get these things. Second, these things punch fast. You become a professional boxer with these things on. You just destroy an enemy you come in contact with. It's basically the most ridiculous melee weapon you can possibly imagine. But I like it. Of course, the Power Fists are quite hard to get considering they're mythical, but hey, that's something you can work towards getting. Eventually, when you finally get them, you'll see how worth it they actually are. Finishing this up in the number 2 position, we are looking at one of the few one-shot kill melee weapons in Pixel Gun 3D, the Core Sword. Now, the one downside of the Core Sword is the fact that it does swing quite slow, but then again, look at how big it is. Why is it so big? How does our character even carry it? I have so many questions. I gotta calm down. Anyways, the Core Sword will easily transform itself to being one of the best melees out there in this game if you use it right. If you are an accurate Pixel Gun player who lands most of his or her shots, you will get amazing gameplay with the Core Sword. If you don't, and you only use the Stormhammer and the area damage weapons, well, you might not. You just have to practice. And practice makes perfect. And the Core Sword is about as close as you can get to perfect in this game. Now before we actually get to the number 1 melee weapon, we need to look at some honorable mentions. All of these could probably be on the list, as many of them are equally as powerful as the weapons I said previously, but I could only fit so many weapons on this list. This is a top 10, not a top 20. We have the Sword of Shadows, a one-shot kill melee weapon that's unique because of its charge-up ability. We have the Demon Sword, basically super similar to the Core Sword except it has a slower mobility. we have the steampunk fists, which, like I said earlier, is similar to the power fists, but without the special abilities. We have the laser chainsaw, which is a ridiculously powerful chainsaw that will rip your enemies to shreds. We have the fire demon, which burns enemies to a crisp with only a couple of swings of the blade. We have the chip sword, which is unique because of its area damage that works differently from the other area damage weapons in this list, in that the farther away someone is, the less damage they actually take. We have the angry pumpkin, which is like a souped up version of the zombie head, and this pumpkin will bite enemies to death in only about 3 fast shots. And finally, we have the leader's sword, one of my favorites that reminds me of how the Santa sword once was when it was released back in late 2016. And with that, I think it's time to reveal the Dark Force Saber as the best melee in Pixel Gun 3D. This has long been one of the best in the game, and it still is. It has the fastest mobility out of any melee and any weapon in this game, which is only set at 1, so you can easily juke enemies out when you're using this thing. Is someone attacking you with the Smart Bullet Bazooka? Is someone attacking you with the Judge? Don't worry! The Dark Force Saber can outrun the bullets of the Smart Bullet Bazooka, the Judge, and most other area damage weapons. Not to mention, it's really strong. It swings super fast, and generally will be a 2 to 3 shot kill. That's strong. And that, paired with just how mobile this weapon is, makes it the best melee to use in Pixel Gun 3D. This is why we see it so much. Most people can understand just how good it is. I really like it. I used it back in the days when I showed many glitch tutorials in Pixel Gun in 2014 and 2015. Those were the days, man. At least we have something to remember from back then. The Dark Force Saber still shines. It's awesome. And with that, that's it. I hope you all did enjoy this video. Like I said, I spent a ton of time creating this video, so please leave a like if you're signed into a YouTube account right now. It really means a lot. Writing the scripts, getting the gameplay, and compiling all the clips together in one epic edit took many, many hours. But I did it for you guys, so I hope you all enjoyed. Comment below other Pixel Gun content you want to see in the future, subscribe if you're new, and turn on notifications so when I post my next Pixel Gun video in 2 days, you can be the first to watch. And that's that. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.